Welcome back to Members Night at Teamsport West London. No messing around on this session, we're getting straight into the action. I've qualified P6, which has been randomly generated, not an ideal situation, but let's see what I can do. Okay, we are racing at Teamsport West London. Michael and Colin behind, and ahead we have Keith as we race to the upper level. And that's a great start as I take him on the inside. Although I just about keep position as we head back down below. Not huge amounts of grip in the early laps as we enter that corner, and for me, I won't be flat out there until the track warms up. Nice little gap forming from the drivers behind. Hopefully they'll keep themselves busy and allow me to make some ground as we try to catch up to the pack ahead. Another little peek behind as we head to the lower level, and it's clear to see that I'm still struggling with the grip on that corner. Let's try and work on that. Okay, so Keith is closing in. Can he make any kind of meaningful move on me here? Yeah, he shoots past and takes me on the inside. I'm also aware there is a car closing in behind. Yeah, there's Michael in the blue helmet. And I can see from the footage that my confidence is gaining in that corner. Grip is developing throughout the race, but trying to force the corners before the tyres or track has warmed up always costs me. Patience and consistency are key at the beginning of the session. I'm a little late hitting the boost button as I head to the lower level, and I do lose pace to Adonis ahead, as he is in no doubt choosing to use boost on this section. Michael coming in close as we take the final turn to the upper level, but he's not in range to take me on that corner. And I've taken that turn too wide, yep, and left a gap for Michael to slip into. And he flies down the straight. Can I catch up? As I now also have Colin closing in. Let's see where I am with Michael ahead. I can see traffic, and hopefully this will allow me to close the gap. It's vital now that I focus on entering and exiting the corners as best as possible, especially while the drivers battle with each other ahead. Yes, that's helped already as I close in on Keith. Great view of all the karts in a line there. Okay, so here is my first opportunity to overtake Keith and also Michael. No, not quite, as he manages to keep ahead, at the same time forgetting that Keith will attempt to make a move. But I do have the inside line, and as we head to the upper level, I do keep position. A little peep behind to see if Keith is still there. Yes, he is, and so is Michael ahead. As we approach the lower level, and as we take the straight towards the up ramp, I'm just going to check to see how close Keith is behind, so I can decide on an optimal entry to the next turn or focus on defending. Optimal on this occasion. Getting in nice and close to the karts ahead, hitting the boost, which allows me to pass Michael. Somehow in that turn, Adonis has lost position as we approach the next corner. Alfie gets spooked, takes it too wide to avoid Adonis, and allows me to slip past as we travel to the upper level. Love the hand gestures from Adonis. But look at that, I've left just enough gap for Alfie to take back position, leaving me on the outside line and wide open to overtake. Yeah, and Keith slips by too. And even worse, Michael also passes me and Keith. Wow, fantastic move. Let's see what plays out with Keith and Michael. Can Keith take back position? Not quite. But I can certainly give it a go. Yes, I like that a lot, that's good. A quick look behind to ensure I'm safe from attack as we whiz to the upper level. Yes, all safe. We now have Dante ahead, which means that Michael in the blue helmet is absolutely smashing it. Dante in the red suit is notoriously tricky to overtake, and there won't be any chance of doing so as we head down the straight and then back up the ramp. I'm going to let the next segment play out without any edit, just so you can see how the session develops over the next lap or so. As it stands, the gap is widening between me and the karts ahead and require either traffic or perhaps a mistake from a driver to allow me to get back into the action. Another quick look behind to see if Keith is in position to take me on the ramp. No, we're safe for the moment. Always find that turn tricky to master, and it's pretty jarring also, which isn't helpful. Let's see what develops as we enter this next turn, which can often reassemble karts on its exit. Back to the upper level, and as you can see, that last turn has helped me get back into contention. Michael now back in front, but once again left myself open to Keith. He makes the move and keeps it. Is that him trying to cover me off? I guess so, but it's cost him on that last corner. Let's keep glued to him and get ready to deploy boost. And as we head towards the lower level, boost, boost, boost. Yes, yes, I like that. He will now have to take the right hand side and no doubt boosting, but it's pretty futile as I have the inside line and I keep my position safe. Okay, this is good ahead as I close in. But in my excitement of catching up, I've taken the wrong line once again. No good can come from this, of course. All that work just to let Keith back in. Come on, Johnny. Okay, let's try and fix his situation. Okay, that's good. Okay, gap targeted. Yes, I take back position. And once again, I'm back behind the man in red. I'm now quite aware that there's not much time left on the clock. Can I make any more meaningful moves in this race, especially as we have Dante in front, and who I've yet to overtake in any race we've been in together? My focus now is just to enter and exit every turn as cleanly as possible and try to keep consistent. Dante kissing the barrier there. Would that help me close the gap on him? Oh no. Yeah, Keith saw an opportunity, but it just wasn't enough to squeeze by.
You okay?
Yeah, you alright?
So what happened? Trying to make a move.
You just go back behind them.
Okay, we're back racing. But that was pretty disheartening, as I've now lost any chance I had with Dante. Yeah, he's miles away now. I can barely see him. That's racing, folks. And of course, that's the yellow flag. That is the end of the race. Looks like we're also having to do a slow down lap back to the pits. So how did I do on this session? As previously mentioned, I qualified 6th, which was randomly generated, and finished P6 with a best lap time of 22.8. Of course, the session wasn't without enjoyment. Lots of great racing, but on this occasion couldn't make any moves close to a podium, especially with the crash towards the end. And as we follow Dante back into the pits, it just leaves me to congrats the Mimic on winning and say thank you to my fellow karters and the Teamsport team. Thank you for watching and look forward to seeing you next time on track.